Welcome back to the 10-Minute Podcast. No time for introductions. Donald Trump wins the 2024 presidential election. He will be the 47th president of the United States. Here's some clips from his victory speech. Let's take a look.
Frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
How did Donald Trump win this election? Well, let's take a look at Decision Desk HQ. They're now giving Donald Trump 312 electoral college votes to Harris's 226. Well over 270 for Trump. All states are reportedly called by Decision Desk HQ. Trump won all three of the key critical battleground blue wall states of this election: Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. In Wisconsin, he won 49.8% to Harris's 48.8%. So by 1 point, he won Wisconsin. Michigan, similarly, it was 49.8 to Harris's 48.3. And then Pennsylvania, which was the first one to be called and the one that sealed Donald Trump's victory, he won 50.5% to Harris's 48.5%. Trump early on won North Carolina, which was the first sign that this was going to be favorable for Donald Trump. He won that 51.1% to Harris's 47.7%. Harris took Virginia, which was a state that some conservatives thought Trump was going to take. She won 51.8% to Trump's 46.6%. Finally, some of the last states to be called, Trump did take Arizona, 52.6% to Harris's 46.5%. He took Nevada, 50.7% to Harris's 47.4%. Overall, Trump won the popular vote. He had over 73 million votes to Harris's 69 million votes, giving Trump not only an electoral college win, but a popular vote win for this election as well. Kamala conceded. Let's take a look at her speech to her supporters that she gave about this loss and really moving forward with the circumstances surrounding her loss. Let's take a look.
My heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
That was current Vice President and former candidate for president Kamala Harris giving her concession speech. Biden weighed in this week to talk about the election, the results, and his opinion of everything that's gone on. Here's a little bit of what Biden had to say.
For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact. For the people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve.
There was Biden, of course, talking about the results of the 2024 election and his opinion on that. Let's go ahead and shift gears now and talk about the Senate race. So remember that the Democrats had control of the Senate coming into this election season. That's not the case anymore. Republican Party managed to flip 3 seats, gaining a majority in the Senate, 52 seats for the Republican Party, 46 for the Democratic Party. There are still 2 races, the Pennsylvania race and the Arizona race, that are not called yet. It's looking like they're going to split. Arizona is probably going to go to the Democratic candidate. Pennsylvania right now, it's looking like is going to go to the Republican candidate. Both are close, so could change in the future here, but that's projected to be the case moving forward. That would bring it to 47 Democrats to 53 Republicans in the Senate. The House, there's quite a few races that are still uncalled in the House. You'll remember the Republicans had control of the House coming into this election season, and it looks like chances are they're going to keep control of the House. According to Decision Desk HQ, there's a 92.9% chance the Republicans are going to keep the House and a 7.1% chance the Democrats will manage to flip it. There are still some elections in California, in Arizona, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and Colorado that have not been called yet, but it certainly seems that the Republican Party will manage to maintain their majority, giving them not only the presidency, not only the Senate, not only the House, but the Supreme Court as well. Really, all the 3 major branches of government all being controlled by the Republican Party moving forward into the next at least 2 years until the midterm elections, and then possibly 4 years, depending on how those goes. So we'll see what the Republicans manage to get done over the next 2 to 4 years with this lead. Governor races, there were, although many people probably aren't aware, there were some governor races that were going on during this election cycle. 3 states voted in Democratic governors, and the rest voted in Republican. So Washington State voted in a Democratic governor. So did North Carolina, which you'll remember Trump got the electoral votes for North Carolina, but Josh Stein won the governorship in North Carolina with 54.8% of the vote. The Republican, Mark Robinson, only won 40.2% of the North Carolina vote for governor. And then Delaware also elected a Democratic governor candidate. Montana, Utah, North Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, West Virginia, Vermont, and New Hampshire all elected Republican governors. There is an update for the governor races this year. Let's move on to some quick headlines here that need to be covered before closing out this episode. First one, lawsuits against Trump have been dropped. There was particularly one, Jack Smith, the special counsel for the United States Department of Justice, just paused, not dropped, he paused the lawsuit against Trump. Obviously, the first step in ending it completely. Trump has come out and said that he will be removing Jack Smith from his position, so Jack Smith could have waited until January, till he was removed, to pause, but instead he's obviously moving forward with pausing this lawsuit. This was the one, you'll remember, there were 2 with Jack Smith. This is the one concerning Trump trying to overturn the 2020 election. So that one has been paused. If you're a Democrat, you think, oh shoot, Trump just got off the hook. If you're a Republican, you think Trump just got off the hook. Good. And it was faulty charges. So whichever one you are, whatever you think of this story, it is worth bringing up and talking about. We will continue to see what sort of trouble, if any, Trump gets in with certain laws now that he will be the 47th president of the United States. All right, let's get to the final story of the day. Are Democrats losing subscribers? David Pakman, a well-known, perhaps one of the most well-known independent liberal pundits, took to his podcast the day after the election to talk about his loss in subscribers. Let's hear it from his own words.
When I woke up this morning, we had lost 5,000 YouTube subscribers compared to where we were last night. Now, the first thing I thought was, is this a glitch? We've been on YouTube for 15 years or something like that, and subscribers always just go up. They just never go down. They go up. Is something wrong with my channel? Is someone attacking my channel? What's going on? So I started texting, and I texted Brian Tyler Cohen, and I texted Tyler Cohen and Brian Cohen and Brian Tyler, all of them. I texted all of them. I texted Jesse Dollemore. I texted Luke Beasley and Farron Cousins and Sam Cedar. And every single one of our channels since last night is hemorrhaging subscribers. What is it that is going on? Here is a graphic. As you can see, subscribers just go up, 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 and they are down. It is not just YouTube subscribers. We are seeing record cancellations of paid memberships. Record cancellations. These are the people that keep the show running. A lot of people are checking out. I heard anecdotally from a couple dozen people who said, David, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. I'm checking out. I'm out. And the reason that this is terrifying, not only because it puts everybody in left-wing media's livelihoods at stake and at risk, it terrifies me because our instinct is the opposite of what the right does, and we will get crushed if this is the way we respond to a defeat.
Well, there you have it. Are Democratic pundits and podcasters really losing subscribers? More importantly, are Democratic voters burned out? Are they no longer tuning into the political landscape? Perhaps, or perhaps not. It seems too early to tell. But certainly this is a trend that should be followed and looked into more as we get further and further away from the election results and continue to see if Democratic voters feel burned out or if they start to plan ahead for the future as they look to win back some of our institutions. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Subscribe to Politics for Teens, follow us on other social media, and make sure to leave us comments down below. Let us know how we're doing with nonpartisan political work, and we will see you next time on the 10-Minute Podcast.